Quiero que te montes en mi bicicleta, le damos la vuelta al planeta, dime en qué país quieres que te lo meta, yo sí te hago venir hasta que el totito se te aprieta. Bad Bunny. Te estoy engañando con otra, aquí estoy ya en el hotel, y ya le quité el pantalón y los calzones también. Está re buena la plebe, el cuerpo lo tiene al 100, perdóname la adicción, cuando la falda es cortita aumenta mi pulsación, calibre 50. I just wanna strip you, leap you, bubble bath you. Now, what you're winning, what you're wanting, what you may do. Completely separated till my deeply penetrated. Then I take it out and whip it up, eat it, ate it, love it, hate it, everywhere I've been king. Snoop Dogg. I remember listening to music that my parents and grandparents enjoyed it. And one of the biggest differences that I noticed between those songs and the current ones is the way artists reference women. Sexism is a prejudice, discrimination, or stereotyping typically against women. In music today, women are belittled to a mere subject of sex. In 2018, you are really lucky if you manage to find a song without at least one sexual reference, or that speaks highly about the female gender. According to the International Business Times, since the 1960s to 2013, we can see how the use of the word sex in songs has increased. Each bar represents how many times the word sex has been used in a song. And since the 90s, it is just incredible. And there is nothing wrong with the mention of sex itself, but however, the constant exposure of sexism, indistinguished sexism, has desensitized us about sexism in general. Such as Hubert said, if you tell a lie big enough and you keep repeating it, eventually people will come to believe it. It has become normal and cool to sing about women in an objectifying manner. But should it be normal for your niece, for your sister, for your girlfriend, for your aunt, even for your mother or for yourself, to be victims of verbal violence? Should it be normal to be considered that the success of women could only be in their physical aspect? Should it be normal to be not respected? Because while sexism increases in the songs, violence out there does it too. And with this graph from World Health Organization, we can see different percentages about the violence that women suffer at different ages. And it begins with only 15 years old. And just imagine your aunt, your 40 years aunt, in the best age to suffer violence. Because instead of having a solution for a problem that has existed since ancient times, now we have its dissemination through an industry that doesn't only sells to adults, but also to children that will grow up surrounded by violent thoughts. I work in a school with students around 12 years old, and every time I can perceive that they start expressing this vulgar way. They say offensive words to their classmates, they sing these songs, and I know there is a better way of thinking that they can acquire for respect not only women, but all people in general. Context influences the learning of children incredibly. So if we teach them something, they will learn it and apply it in their daily life. I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks that if we teach them good values and if we give them a good and a proper education, and if we haven't fight in them, it will not only mean healthy children, but in the future, adults, exemplary adults with good values and a healthy thinking. These vulgar songs are played by millions and millions of people every single day. Now I ask you, will you continue to allow your relatives to hear these songs and increase the sexism and the gender violence that we seek to eradicate?